You are listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report, episode 198.2, our sectional semifinal scoreboard show, where we will give you the scores of all 128 sectional semifinals across the state of Indiana, with details on the 10 local sectionals, with interviews with Madison-Grant head coach Josh Hendrixson and Anderson Prep assistant coach Mike King.
You're listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report with your host, Greg Mengels.
Welcome, basketball fans, to the Central Indiana Sports Report sectional semifinal scoreboard show. Today is March 8th, 2025. It's a Saturday, so it's another day for the Central Indiana Sports Report. I am your host, Greg Mengelt, and I love Central Indiana basketball. Coming to you today from headquarters in Jeffersonville. It is exactly 3 a.m. as I'm recording this, so producer Susie is sound asleep. She either trusts me to do it myself, or it's 3 in the morning and she just didn't care anymore. Coming up, we have scores of all 128 games across Indiana. Then we'll have details on our 10 local sectionals. I talked with Madison-Grant head coach Josh Hendrixson about his team's dramatic come-from-behind last-second win over rival Alexandria, and Anderson Prep assistant coach Mike King about the continuation of the Jets' historic season. But first, please go to our YouTube page and subscribe there. Even if you've already subscribed at SoundCloud, Spotify, Amazon, or Apple, please go to our YouTube page and subscribe there. We're going to start doing a lot of cool things exclusively at YouTube, so you're going to want to subscribe. Also, we will have a full report from the Frankton sectional with Michelle Garman and Ryan Van Skyok later Saturday morning. Michelle, Ryan, and I spoke with Tipton head coach Cliff Hawkins and Blue Devil senior stars Grady Carpenter and Sam Quigley. LaPel head coach Kevin Cherry, who was gracious enough to come speak to us even after his team suffered a disappointing loss to a rival. Then we spoke with Frankton head coach Brent Brobston and senior Brady Carmack on the Eagles' upset win over LaPel. A lot of good stuff on that podcast. Also, our daily report featuring high school, college, and professional sports in Central Indiana is released every Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. and on weekends when I get to it, as close to 1 p.m. as possible. We start our sectional semifinal scoreboard show in Class 4A with sectional number 1, and that was at Lake Central, where number 7 Crown Point beat Hammond Morton 80-57, and Lake Central beat Munster 54-32. Sectional 2 at Valparaiso, Chesterton got by Portage 69-55. Amari Evans scored 25 points for Chesterton. Then Merrillville beat Hobart 58-46. In Sectional 3 at Michigan City, the sectional championship game will be LaPorte against number 13 South Bend Riley. LaPorte beat Michigan City 66-51. Otto Large had 21 points and 7 assists for the Slicers. And in the second game, Riley handled Adams 70-54. Sectional 4 at Elkhart, number 11 Northridge beat Elkhart 49-34. And number 9 Warsaw beat Goshen 59-51, setting up a big one on Saturday. Sectional 5 at Fort Wayne Carroll. Carroll beat Snyder 62-42. Snyder beat the Chargers by 12 points just over a month ago. Paxton Crane had 28 points for Carroll. Fort Wayne North beat Fort Wayne Northrop 65-63. So it'll be Carroll and North for the championship. At Fort Wayne Wayne in Sectional 6, it'll be number 14 Wayne against number 15 Homestead for the championship. Homestead beat Huntington North 57-51, and Wayne pounded South 89-60. Sectional 7 at Kokomo. Harrison is 17-6 after beating Jeff 56-53, and Kokomo is 17-7 after beating McCutcheon 70-62. So a pair of 17-win teams in the sectional championship at Kokomo. Sectional 8 at Carmel, number 8 Noblesville is 18-5 after beating Hamilton Southeastern 56-53. Justin Curry had 17 points and Barron Walker 16 for the Millers. And Fishers is the defending state champion, ranked number 1, 26-0, and beat Zionsville 57-41. For the second time, it was surprisingly hard for the Tigers to shake the Eagles. Cooper Zachary and John Anthony Hall scored 15 points apiece for Fishers. Jason Gardner II scored 11. And in sectional 9 at Muncie Central, number 16 Mount Vernon ended one of the best seasons in Anderson's program in a long time by beating the Indians 76-60. It was Mount Vernon's second win of the year over Anderson. Then number 2 Greenfield Central beat Muncie Central 60-36. The Bearcats led 19-11 at one point. We will have more details on the sectionals at Kokomo and Muncie Central coming up. Sectional 10 at Lawrence North. North Central beat Tech 72-38. And number 10 Lawrence North got past Warren Central 58-48. Sectional 11 at Avon. It'll be Ben Davis against Brownsburg in the sectional championship. Ben Davis is the defending semi-state champion. They beat Pike 43-41. Justin Parks finished with 14 points on 7 of 8 shooting for the Giants. And Brownsburg beat Plainfield 50-47. The Quakers had a shot at the buzzer that missed. Sectional 12 at Decatur Central. Franklin Central beat Southport 69-62. Franklin Central led 24-8 at the end of the first and 37-17 at the half. And Mooresville beat Center Grove 60-47. Sectional 13 at Bloomington South, it was Terre Haute North over Terre Haute South 64-63. And Bloomington South over Martinsville 77-34. South scored 27 points in the first quarter. Sectional 14 at Columbus East, Whiteland beat East Central 59-33. And it was Columbus East 75-51 over Franklin. Sectional 15 at Seymour, it'll be a couple of familiar foes, number 6 Jeffersonville and number 12 New Albany in the sectional championship. Jeff beat Bedford North Lawrence 68-38. New Albany beat Floyd Central 70-54. And Evansville Harrison in sectional 16. Harrison beat North 47-25. Wrights beat Castle 66-56. To Class 3A, Sectional 17 at East Chicago Central. Host Central beat Hammond Knoll 73-48, and it was Gary West 72-38 over Calumet. Sectional 18 at Kankakee Valley. River Forest beat the hosts 56-44, and Hanover Central beat Lowell 45-33. Sectional 19 is played at Plymouth, and Culver Academy beat New Prairie 70-32. And second-ranked South Bend St. Joseph, the reigning semi-state champion in the north, beat Mishawaka Marion 69-47. Sectional 20 at Northwood, it was Tippecanoe Valley 44, Wawasee 29. Joe Luce is going for a sectional championship at his fourth different school. And Columbia City beat Fairfield 55-33. The Garrett sectional is sectional 21, and Leo upset the host Railroaders 67-42. Jair Sampson scored 20 for the Lions. And number 7 Blackhawk beat East Noble 69-34. Kellen Pickett scored 19 for the Braves. Sectional 22 is a Bellmont. It was New Haven 71-49 over Norwell. And Marion 77-60 over Heritage, so it'll be 14-10 New Haven against 13-11 Marion for the sectional championship at Bellmont. Sectional 23 at Logansport, it was the host Berries upsetting Peru 71-53. Logansport had lost by 23 points to Peru in the season opener. And Mechanical had no problem getting past Northwestern 74-49 after beating the Tigers by just 2 points in the regular season. So it'll be Logansport against Mechanical for the championship at Logansport. The Berry Bowl. And at Chrysler Arena in Newcastle, sectional 24, it was Delta 49-39 over Yorktown and Newcastle 61-41 over Connorsville. So 15-7 Delta will go for its third straight sectional against 9-14 and host Newcastle. Again, we will have more details on the sectionals at Bellmont, Logansport, and Newcastle coming up. Sectional 25 is at Frankfort, and it was Tri-West 43-36 over Danville. And number 5, Garin Catholic 59-45 over Buff. Bryson Cardinal had a game-high 18 points for Garin. And the upset of the night, maybe not that big of an upset, but the fact that number 1 went down in 3A. Sectional 26 at Shortridge, it was number 7, Crispus Attucks 59-54 over number 1, Cathedral. Iowa signee Desmond Briscoe had 20 points for Crispus Attucks. And Shortridge beat Heron 73-27. The Cascades sectional 27. It was number 11 Northview 83-43 over Indianapolis, Washington. Quinn Lewis and Avery Perry scored 19 apiece for Northview. And Speedway beat Cascade 74-54. Sectional 28 at Shelbyville. Number 3 New Powell and Ron Colley will meet for the sectional championship. The Dragons beat Beech Grove 55-45 behind 26 points from the great Julius Jeezy. And Ron Colley beat Greenwood 44-42. Sectional 29 at South Dearborn. Jennings County beat Batesville 71-46. And it was South Dearborn over Lawrenceburg 73-61. And at sectional 30 at Charlestown, where, like Frankton and a lot of places across the country, filled to the rafters at beautiful Charlestown Sports Arena. And number 4, Brownstown Central, and number 9, Silver Creek, both came out victorious, so they will meet on Saturday for the sectional championship. That should be a good one. I picked Silver Creek. Grant Schaus took the defending Class 2A state champion, Brownstown Central Braves. So it'll be interesting to see who wins that one. Brownstown just got past Charlestown 63-59. Really good season for Charlestown. And Silver Creek beat Madison 63-37. The Dragons held Madison to 5 points over the first 12 minutes of the second half. Sectional 31 at Southridge, it was Washington and an upset over Southridge 51-47. Southridge was ranked 12th in the state and at home. And number 8 Princeton beat Gibson Southern 48-46. Edwin Holmes had 25 points and 9 rebounds for the Tigers. And the final sectional in Class 3A is at Boonville, sectional 32. It was number 14 Evansville Central in overtime over Boonville, 55-52. Central trailed by 11 points with 5 minutes left. And Evansville Memorial had no problem with Mount Vernon, 73-55. In Class 2A, sectional 33 at Hebron, it was number 6 Gary 21st Century 65, Andrean 46, and Hebron 62, Boone Grove 48. Sectional 34 at Jimtown, the host Jimmy's beat Knox 68-27, and Bremen beat Winamax 52-43. Sectional 35 at Westview, host Westview beat Lakeland 64-49. Caden Grau had 35 points for Westview. And Central Noble 55, Eastside 21. Sectional 36 is at South Adams, and Woodland, a bit of an upset over Adams Central 44-43. And number 7 Lures, who I picked to win the 2A state championship, beat South Adams 76-44. The North Montgomery sectional is sectional 37, and it was Seeger 48, Benton Central 44. And Western Boone 70-35 over Rensselaer Central. Western Boone outscored Rensselaer 35-14 in the second half. Sectional 38 at Wabash, as expected, it's number 4 Manchester against Oak Hill in the sectional championship. Manchester's 21-2 after beating Rochester 71-46. Manchester beat Rochester by almost the exact same score. It was 70-45 the first time. That's a really good Rochester team, too. 17 wins on the season. And Oak Hill held off Cass 55-46 to improve to 17-6. At sectional 39 at Frankton, Tipton beat Sheridan 59-54 to advance to the sectional championship. And Frankton upset number 9 Lapel 61-49, 13th straight win for Brent Brobston Eagles. And defending semi-state champion Wapahani is 24-1 after beating Blackford 63-54. And Madison-Grant came from behind to beat Alexandria 54-52 for the Argyle's 12th win of the season. Again, we'll have details on the sectionals at Wabash, Frankton, and Blackford coming up very shortly. Sectional 41 at Greencastle was number 3 Park Heritage 51, Greencastle 36. Carter Crum had 15 points for Park Heritage. And South Vermilion beat Southmont 75-64. University and Ritter advanced to the championship game at sectional 42 at Park Tudor. University beat Monrovia 62-49, and Ritter beat Riverside 73-66. Sectional 43 at Crystal House, it was Triton Central 48-47 over Crystal House. And Cecina 46-45 over Kip Legacy Academy. 2 one-point games in the semifinals there. Sectional 44 at Hagerstown was number 5 Northeastern 48-38 over Shenandoah, and Centerville 68-42 over Winchester. Again, Grant has Northeastern in that one. I have Centerville going head-to-head on Saturday night. Sectional 45 at Southwestern was number 2 South Ripley 55-39 over Brown County, and it was Southwestern 68, Austin 24. Sectional 46 at Paoli, it'll be number 8 Providence against number 10 Paoli for the championship. Providence had no problem with Mitchell, 68-36, and Paoli had no problem with Eastern, 67-35. Sectional 47 at Eastern Green, it was West Vigo 58-32 over North Knox, and Linton Stockton beat South Knox 57-52. Sectional 48 at Tell City, it was Evansville Mater Dei 39-37 over Perry Central, and Forest Park 37-35 over North Posey. 2 low-scoring 2-point games. And to Class A, Sectional 49 at Couts, number 10 Washington Township beat Morgan Township 68-53, and number 7 Couts got past Westville 66-61. At Tri-County in Sectional 50, it was West Central 59, Caston 52, and Tri-County 49, Pioneer 45. Sectional 51 at North Judson, number 11 Triton Central beat Elkhart Christian 42-34, and Trinity Greenlawn beat South Central 41-33. Sectional 52 at Fremont, Bethany Christian 37, Lakewood Park 35, and defending Northern champion Canterbury got past Lakeland Christian 44-39. At North Vermilion in Sectional 53, it was Covington 71-51 over Faith Christian, and Central Catholic played a great second half in a 56-43 win over Riverton Park. The Knights trailed 26-24 at halftime. Sectional 54 at Clinton Central, Frontier beat Traders Point 72-33, and third-ranked Clinton Prairie is 22-2 after an impressive 67-47 win over Rossville. Braden Teal-Hahn had 19 points and 5 rebounds, and Jordan Skiles scored 12 of his 14 points in the first half of the Gophers' victory. Sectional 55 at Southwood, it'll be Daleville and Northfield in the championship game. Northfield beat Cowan 56-31. Daleville squeaked past Westdale 68-66. Sectional 56 at Blue River, Monroe Central pounded Union 70-25. The Bears outscored Union 24-6 in the second quarter. Seton Catholic beat Union City 66-46 to set up Monroe Central against Seton Catholic in the championship game. And sectional 57 at Broad Ripple, it was Liberty Christian 70, Tinley 49, and Anderson Prep 73, International 67. So we got the final we were hoping for, an all Anderson final at Broad Ripple. It'll be 16-8 Liberty Christian against 20-5 Anderson Prep. We will have more on the sectionals at Southwood and Broad Ripple coming up. Sectional 58 at Indianapolis Lutheran, it was number 5 Metropolitan 59-39 over Greenwood Christian. And Indianapolis Lutheran got past Providence Cristo Rey 54-48. At Edinburgh in sectional 59, it was North Decatur 60, Waldron 52, and Edinburgh 53, South Decatur 47. In sectional 60 at Milan, the championship game will be number 2 Hauser against the host Hickory Huskers. Hauser beat Trinity Lutheran 63-40. The Jets outscored Trinity 36-16 in the second half. And Milan edged Oldenburg Academy 59-57. Sectional 61 is at White River Valley. Number 1 Clay City beat number 6 Bloomfield in a good one, 41-35. And North Central beat host White River Valley 48-36. Sectional 62 at Lagodi, one of the best sectionals in the entire state. It was North Davies 48, number 8 Bar Reeve 31. Bar Reeve was without multiple players because of injuries. And number 4 Orleans beat Lagodi 49-33. Ryland Crocker 13 points for the Bulldogs. And in sectional 33 at West Washington at beautiful Tower Gymnasium, Borden beat South Central 75-56. Will Bannett hit 7 3-pointers and led the Braves with 22 points. Cole Thomas had 33 points in defeat. And number 3 Christian Academy beat rival Rock Creek 51-40. David Cook had 19 points and Joshua Renfro 17 for the Warriors. And in sectional 64 at Springs Valley, it was Northeast Du Bois 70-36 over Evansville Day. And number 12 Wood Memorial got past Springs Valley, the Fighting Birds, 69-60. And now to our local sectional scoreboard. Sectional 7 at Kokomo was Harrison 55, Jeff 51. Harrison's now 18-6 on the season. They've won 4 of their last 5. They will now play for their first sectional championship since 1999. It was the rubber match between Jeff and Harrison. Both had won a game against each other earlier in the season. Ray Gibson had 19 points and Malachi King 14. Reed Smith finished with 10 for the Raiders. Jeff's really good season came to an end at 20-4. Alonzo Clausen Smith, one of Indiana's best players, finished with 19 points. Devion Penny, 15 for the Broncos. And Kokomo will play for a sectional championship for the 4th straight year on Saturday night against Harrison after a 70-62 win over McCutcheon. Kokomo is now 17-7 on the season. They led 19-8 after the first quarter and 39-24 at halftime. Zion Bellamy and Adavian Young scored 16 points apiece to lead the Wildcats. Barris Moore had 12, and Corbin Hamill finished with 11 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals. McCutcheon's season comes to an end at 13-8. Brody Baker had a game-high 28 points for the Mavericks. He also had 5 rebounds and 4 assists. Harrison beat Kokomo 70-59 on January 17th. Sectional 9 at Muncie Central, it was number 16 Mount Vernon 76-60 over number 5 Anderson. Anderson's season comes to an end at 21-3. They led 34-30 at the half and were outscored 56-26 in the final 16 minutes. Javon Warfield led Anderson with 22 points. Damian King had 18 and Colin Lewis 9. Mount Vernon is now 19-5. They've won 3 straight games and 7 of their last 8. Their last sectional championship came in 2022. They've won 3 in the last 7 years. Purdue signee Luke Ertl led the way for the Marauders with 26 points. Max Weiss scored 16. Elijah Parra had 15 points in the win. It was Mount Vernon's second win of the season over Anderson and 5 straight in the postseason. And number 2 Greenfield Central beat Muncie Central 50-23. The Cougars are now 23-3 on the season and will play Mount Vernon for their first sectional championship since 1998. All-American Braylon Mullins finished with 25 points, and All-State candidate Mikey Johnson had 19. Muncie Central led 12-7 at the end of the first quarter and 19-11 in the second before Greenfield Central scored 20 straight points and never looked back. Freshman Jackson Johnson led the Bearcats with 12 points. Greenfield Central beat Mount Vernon in a good one in the regular season, 60-55 on January 11th. Expect that to be a great championship at a great venue at the Muncie Fieldhouse. Class 3A, Sectional 22 at Bellmont. It was New Haven 71-49 over Norwell. New Haven's now 13-10 and seeking their first sectional championship in 5 years. Jadrian Ezel scored 24 of his 30 points in the second half. Norwell finished their season at 12-11. Josh McBride had 20 and Adam McBride 14 for the Knights. And Marion advanced to the sectional championship with a 77-60 win over Heritage. The Giants are now 13-11 and are also seeking their first sectional championship in 5 years. The Giants were paced by Mari Rogers with 18, Tim Jones 17, Jadian Smith 16, and Logan Barnes with 13. Sectional 23 at Logansport, the host Berries beat Peru 71-57. Logansport is now 8-15 and searching for their first sectional championship since 1996. They go into the sectional championship game against Maconaquah as a huge underdog, but they had lost to Peru 71-42 earlier in the season and then beat them by 14 on Friday. And Maconaquah beat Northwestern 74-49. The Braves are now 19-5 on the season, and they haven't won a sectional championship in 25 years. In fact, it's their first sectional championship game since 2019. They beat Northwestern just 58-56 on February 6th, and in this one led 18-3 at the end of the first quarter, 42-23 at the half, and 60-39 at the end of the third quarter. Really good season for Northwestern, ends at 13-9. And in sectional 24 at Newcastle, it was Delta 49, Yorktown 39. Delta is now 15-7 and will play on Saturday against Newcastle for their third straight sectional championship. Delta scored 23 of its 49 points in the third quarter. Bronson Edwards scored 11 of his game-high 20 in the third quarter as well. It was Delta's second win of the season over 7-17 Yorktown, which was led by Ephraim Doherty's 7 points, which all came in the fourth quarter. Newcastle beat Connorsville 61-41. The Trojans are now 10-14 on the season. Their last sectional championship came in 2021, and it was their second win over Connorsville this season. Delta beat Newcastle 58-46 on February 14th, but that game was played at Delta. And in Class 2A at Wabash, number 4 Manchester beat Rochester 71-46. Manchester's now 21-2. They haven't won a sectional championship in 30 years. and it's their first time playing in a sectional championship since 2019 when they lost 63-60 to Wabash. The Squires held the Zebras to 11 first-half points. And Oak Hill will join Manchester in the sectional championship. Oak Hill beat Lewis Cass 55-46 on Friday. The Golden Eagles are now 17-6 on the year. Their last sectional championship came in 2018 when they won the state championship. RJ Sugar hit back-to-back three-pointers late in the third quarter to take the lead from 2 points to 8, and after Cass got within 3 on another run, Sugar hit another big 3, and the Golden Eagles pulled away for the win. Sugar had a game-high 23 points. Jace Tonigal had 12 points, 7 assists, and 5 rebounds. Landon Cruzen, 11 points, and Luke Elzinga contributed 5 points and 3 rebounds to the win. Cass's season ends at 6-18. Manchester beat Oak Hill 76-36 early in the season. Sectional 39 at Frankton was a great night at the Eagles Nest. Packed house, electric atmosphere, and Tipton and Frankton came away with wins. Tipton beat Sheridan 59-54 to improve to 18-6. And on Saturday at Frankton, they will go for their 4th consecutive sectional championship. Grady Carpenter led the Blue Devils, scoring 29 of their 59 points. He also had 9 rebounds and 5 assists. Sam Quigley added 8 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists. Caleb Wright led Sheridan with 14 points in his final game. The Blackhawks season ends at 16-6. And Frankton beat number 9 Lapel 61-49. Frankton had lost to Lapel 61-50 in their season opener. Frankton's now 17-8 after their 13th straight win. They'll be going for their first sectional championship since 2019 on Saturday. Brady Carmack led the Eagles with 27 points and 8 rebounds. Joey Wright had 14 points and 3 assists. Trey Bennett, 13 points and 12 rebounds, came up huge, especially in the second half. And Ethan Stansberry had 7 points and 4 assists and hit perhaps the biggest shot of the game. Lapel season ends at 18-6. Also, their 12-game winning streak comes to an end. Bodie Judge had 18 points and Brody Judge 14 in their final games. Devin Craig added 8 for the Bulldogs. Tipton beat Frankton 59-50. That also was early in the season, so probably doesn't mean much considering what Frankton did on Friday night. Again, we have a full report coming out from Frankton on a little bit later Saturday morning. Sectional 40 at Blackford, it was number 1 Wapahani 63-54 over the host Bruins. Wapahani's now 21-4, going for their 3rd straight sectional championship and their 5th in the last 6 years. They were led by Camden Bell's 25 points. Nate Luce had 12 points and 6 rebounds. Eli Andrews, 9 points and 5 rebounds. And Brock Zickgraf, 6 points and 5 rebounds. Blackford's great season, first season under Aaron Daniels, comes to an end at 14-10. Of course, the Bruins were CIC champions this year. And freshman Mari Leggett led the Bruins with 20 points. In his final game, Gage Baker scored 17, and Mason Kitterman had 9, and Jacob Lease 8 in the loss. And in perhaps the most dramatic local game of the night, Madison-Grant came from behind to beat Alexandria. The Argyles were down 24 points in the second half, but pulled off a 54-52 win on Brock Barnhart's 15-footer in the final seconds. Barnhart led the Argyles in scoring again with 23 points. Xander Gillespie had 13. It was Madison-Grant's second win over rival Alexandria this season. I spoke with Madison-Grant head coach Josh Hendrixson about the dramatic victory.
Congratulations, what a win.
Yeah, that was something. That was something. Down 24 in the third. Kids really defended in the third and fourth quarter. Had a big fourth quarter run, 21-4, where we really bothered them with some ball pressure, and Brock Barnhart made some big plays down the stretch offensively.
Yeah, how about Brock? He's just playing like a star lately.
He is, that's two really good games there in the sectional. 31 the first night, then 20 tonight. I think what he ended up with, and then the game-winning basket with about 2 seconds to go. He's really been a catalyst for us offensively in this sectional, and hopefully he can keep it going for at least another night.
Speaking of another night, you get the number one team in the state. Great opportunity for your kids.
Yeah, it is. We're excited. Actually, we just finished up with a walkthrough. We went back to the school. We did about an hour and 15-minute walkthrough of some Wapahani stuff, which we're going to do again tomorrow. It's obviously a very good team on both ends of the floor, very skilled team that you can tell spent a lot of time in the gym, getting up shots, working on their games, and playing together. But it's a great opportunity for us to go out there and compete against them for a sectional championship.
Yeah, and your defense is going to have to be great again.
It is. I mean, that's we have to know where their shooters are at all times. We have to be connected with shooters. We need to make sure that on ball screen we stay connected with them. Off ball screen we're getting shoulder touches and we're up in them to make sure we get over the top of them. It's just gonna take us being locked in for 32 minutes on the defensive end to try to slow down anything they can do. It's a very, very good offensive team, and we have to be locked in. There can't be any breaks tomorrow.
Alexandria's season ends at 7-17. The Tigers led 32-15 at the half. They were led by Bryson Eckler and Cam McAtee with 12 points apiece. In Class A, Sectional 55 at Southwood, it was Northfield 56, Cowan 31. Northfield is now 11-13. Their last sectional championship came in 2013. The Norse came into the postseason having lost 4 straight and 9 of 11, but are now 2-0 in the postseason. They outscored Cowan 19-4 in the third and led 43-16 after 3 quarters. Cowan season is at 8-15. And Daleville held off Westdale 68-66. Daleville's now 9-15. They will be seeking their first sectional championship in 16 years. Hunter Sahina continues his hot play. He finished with 33 points. It's the third championship game appearance for the Broncos in the last 5 years. They lost to Cowan in 2020 and Liberty Christian in 2022. Westdale's season ends at 10-14. They did, however, make a nice comeback. They trailed 50-38 after 3 quarters and scored 28 points in the fourth quarter. Sectional 57 at Broad Ripple, it was Liberty 57, Tinley 34. Liberty's now 16-8 on the season. On Saturday night, they will be playing rival Anderson Prep for their 4th consecutive sectional championship and their 10th in the last 14 years. The Lions outscored Tinley 24-7 in the third. Kendrick Martin led the Lions with 23 points. And Anderson Prep beat International 73-67. Anderson Prep has 20 wins on the season. They are 20-5. They have never won a sectional championship. In fact, had never won a sectional game until this year, and now they've won 2. They led 67-52 with 3:41 left. Marcus McLean led the Jets with 24 points, and Lincoln Fathauer finished with 18. Cameron Anderson 16, and Zamarion Bryant had 9. I asked Anderson Prep assistant coach Mike King about the continuation of his team's magical season.
Well, I will say it wasn't pretty, that's for sure. But we talked to our kids a bunch about just kind of staying the course. And as well as we shot last Wednesday or 2 nights ago, and as well as things went for us, seemed like we couldn't get anything going tonight. We kind of missed some shots early, and I give International a lot of credit, man. They played their tails off and they hit some big shots, and it kind of, the game kind of went back and forth in terms of a lead for us. But you know, we ended up with an 8 point win, and in the tournament, we're going to take it and run like a bandit.
Yeah, and a 1 point win is all you need in a tournament.
Absolutely.
Maybe saving your best for tomorrow night, huh?
Well, we're hoping. You know, we're hoping. We've got some cramping issues and some other stuff that we're working through, but yeah, you know, it's going to be hopefully it's a good game. You know, hopefully it's a good game for everybody, and we'll go out there, and I'm sure our kids will play hard, and I'm sure their kids will play hard, and you know, hopefully it's a good game, good show for everybody.
Thank you so much to Coach King and to Coach Hendrixson for joining the Central Indiana Sports Report. Always appreciate their time. Appreciate yours as well. Thank you for spending some time with us and listening to the very end. If you like the podcast and are interested in seeing us continue to grow and thrive, please share this podcast with your friends and family. The Central Indiana Sports Report is a product of ITG Media. And I love Susie.